I mean, did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's good. That's why he's a great politician.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings. That, of course, was Republican Senator Tim Scott during Donald Trump's New Hampshire victory speech last night, both literally and figuratively standing behind the former president. Trump, of course, won New Hampshire and won easily, but was it a blowout? Well, Nikki Haley says she plans to fight on. And Senator Tim Scott joins us right now. Senator, good morning. Thank you very much for being here. I know there's pressure right now on Nikki Haley to drop out, but tell me why it's not ridiculous, insane, crazy on its face to have 200,000-odd voters be a stand-in for the 75 million Republicans who want a choice this fall.
Well, the results speak for themselves. It wasn't just simply Iowa or New Hampshire. The numbers in South Carolina are even worse for Nikki. The bottom line is simply this. We should start focusing our attention on the contrast between 4 years of Joe Biden versus 4 years of Donald Trump. 4 years of Donald Trump led to low inflation, low unemployment, low crime, and high enthusiasm. We have the most inclusive economy in my lifetime. We created 7 million new jobs. 2 out of 3 of those jobs went to minorities and women. We made sure that the bottom 20% grew faster than the top 20% from an income perspective. Let's protect Social Security, let's protect our borders, and let's restore world peace. That takes a leader like Donald Trump.
You know, Senator, polls are not votes. We are a democracy. You wouldn't call the college football season after week 2 in a preseason poll, so we got to play this, right? Are you planning in South Carolina 31 days
Well, Tony, I'm a Gamecock fan, so I understand how that works.
Okay, so you hear what I'm saying, right? It's a little weird to call it at this point. So I hear what you're saying in South Carolina. She's down in the polls. Are you planning, as the person she appointed to the role you're in now, initially anyway, to campaign against her in that home state?
Let's not forget that President Trump appointed Nikki Haley to be an ambassador, so she's certainly campaigning against him. I'm not campaigning against Nikki. I'm campaigning for the future of America. I'm campaigning for kids today stuck in poverty like I was when I was a kid. I want to make sure that the American dream is alive and that it is well for those kids stuck in the wrong zip codes. I want to make sure that quality education is available for those kids. How do we do that? We do that by winning the White House and having a majority in the Senate and in the Congress. By doing those things, I can make sure that the next generation of leaders are better off than I was when I was a kid.
Senator, it's one thing to campaign, but it's another thing to level baseless accusations. And that's what President Trump did, former President Trump did last night in his speech. He talked about if she didn't drop out, then he would start an investigation. What did he mean by that?
Well, I didn't hear him say that, to be honest with you. What I can tell you is that when you look at the margin of his victory, 11 points in the state, where Democrats, liberals, and independents all vote in a Republican primary. And the interesting point is that his largest margin of victory were for kids or adults under the age of 30. 18 to 29 was his largest margin of victory. He also won women. He won men. He won 65 plus. He won the 29 to 54. It was a clean sweep. Republican voters want Senator, 4 more years of Donald Trump. That's really clear.
Let me ask you this. He also made comments that she had a very bad night, and I don't get angry, I get even. I'm pretty sure you heard it because we caught you laughing.
I did.
Behind former President Trump. So let me ask you this. Are you okay with these type of attacks that are contributing to a divide in your party which already seems fractured?
Well, more important than any divide that you would see on the Republican side is the divide that we see in America. We see today millennials cannot afford a home because mortgages are at 8%. Why is that? Because in the Biden economy, inflation has destroyed their spending power. 40% higher in gas, 20% higher in food, 20% higher in energy. restoring confidence in our economy is something that we've already done. I'm not looking to trade barbs with anybody. I am, however, looking at the success that we had. I helped write the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017 that led to the average family having more than $4,000 of their money back in their pockets. It led to single moms like the one that raised me having her federal taxes cut by 70%. It also led to the highest level of funding for historically black colleges and universities, and we made it permanent for the first time in history. That is something that we can all celebrate, the most inclusive approach that I've seen in my lifetime in dealing with the issues of those folks stuck where I grew up.
Senator Scott, we heard your backstory. Hey, good to see that people that know you say you got a great sense of humor, say you're a really great guy. I know that the people who are close to you have wonderful things to say about you, but this is a question I'm wondering about. We heard Donald Trump say who he picks for VP is not going to be a surprise. So immediately your name came up, a couple of names came up, but I want to focus on you because you're here with us today. We're very happy about that. Have you all had any conversations about you being? Have you all had any conversations about you being his VP pick?
The only conversation I've had with the president about being vice president was that I'll never ask you to be a vice president. I'll never ask you to be a part of your cabinet, because my real goal, honestly, Gayle, is to look back at where I started in life and to make sure that life is better. You know, one of the things I've said on your show before, when I was working in opportunity zones to bring in resources into devastated communities without gentrifying those communities, we had success because I was able to go to President Trump and advocate on behalf of people living in communities where I grew up.
Story. Okay, how about this? Would you like to be his VP? Would you like to be his VP?
The one thing I want to do, Gayle.
Yes.
The one thing I want to do, Gayle, is make sure that we win in 2024. I don't think about this from a personal perspective. The good Lord has blessed me with a job that the only people who can fire me are the people of South Carolina.
You're very blessed.
And
you're very blessed and very in love. But I want to stick to the questions here. Would you like to be his VP?
Ma'am.
Would you? You would like to?
No. Actually, the thing I really want to do is the good Lord's will. I am not very focused on positions. I ran for president saying two things that were really unpopular for presidential candidates.
Senator Scott, that's not the question.
What I said was, this is so important to who I am.
Would you like to be his VP?
I hear you.
Okay. Well, answer the question then. Would you like to be his VP?
I am going to always put my mission over.
Okay.
I'm always going to put the mission over a position. I really don't think about that. The one thing I've done is not have to apply for a job since I was 23.
Okay, let's move on to this because I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yes,
I'm very happy that you have found love. I think that's great. I'm looking for love myself, so I'm very happy. Saw you on bended knee, all the good stuff. You did it the proper way. So here's a question. What is your love language? I would like to know, because people think, where did your fiancé come from? How long have you two been together? There are questions that it's a little suspicious of timing. What would you say to all of that? And I'm curious about what is your love language?
Well, I would say anyone who says it's suspicious in timing is a lie from the pit of hell. You know how that goes in church, number one. Number two, I would simply say that you meet the person where you spend the most time. I was fortunate enough to meet her at church. You know, there's a scripture in Proverbs 18:22 that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." So one of the things I love about my girlfriend, actually now my fiancée, is that we enjoy doing the same things. You know, I'm thankful that she enjoys sports. I'm thankful that she enjoys playing pickleball. I'm thankful that she enjoys reading the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm thankful that she enjoys taking walks. I'm thankful that she's a good athlete. So the truth is that when you find someone you have a lot in common with and you find them incredibly attractive, then you found someone that could be your soulmate. And then you just have to continue to work on that.
Congrats.
Could be soulmate, could be future second lady. Maybe we'll have a pickleball court on the White House lawn.
Yes, that's
well,
right.
Senator Scott, Tony, I know that you play, so let's get together and play.
I appreciate that. Senator Scott, we got to go for now.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.